So, you know, listen, Gary's got to tell a story, but I do actually have to go somewhere. So,
okay.
I just wanted to say it's so great when you tell those stories, and it really was cool the way you just got right to Jenna Jameson on the thing, and it sounded really good. That's all I was calling.
We're going to finish that up in a minute, but let me tell you what happened.
We have more stuff like that too, like Jay Thomas and.
Yeah, great. I can't wait.
So let me tell you what happened yesterday, Howard. So I'm sitting in my office. It's late in the afternoon, and Tim Sabian and another executive at here that I'm going to say remain nameless, they come in and they shut my doors, and they look very not happy. Mm-hmm. And I come to find out that they're very upset with Sal. And they'd already spoken to Sal. Sal thought he was going to be fired. And I guess what happened was Richard Simmons was on Jay Thomas's show.
I wanted a sausage.
Oh, I heard about this. This is great.
And Sal called in and, was doing his whole rap. And I guess he prank called him, and Richard got so upset, he threw his headphones down and he left.
That rule.
And now, apparently, it seems that we have damaged the relationship of Richard Simmons and Sirius Satellite Radio.
Milky sauce.
Oh, so what? No one listens to them anyway.
Yeah, who cares?
You know what? I am dying to hear the phone call.
Yeah,
well, I don't think I'm allowed to play it.
Oh, just play it.
Play
No,
it.
you're allowed to play it. We have to analyze it and hear it right this second.
Right now, a Friday show exclusive.
Well, first of all, we can't get it because we didn't record it on our end.
Right.
We were trying to get it from Jay Thomas's people, so maybe we'll have it
Why
from.
would Sal make a phony phone call and not record it?
Because I think Sal just figured. Well, Sal, you're on. Say it,
Howard. Because my board can't record and record the phone and the radio at the same time.
Oh, I see. So you would have just heard your end of it.
Exactly.
So Sal figured, hey, we all work in the same universe. I'll just go down and get it.
Oh, come on, man. Listen, Richard Simmons, what did Sal, all right, so recreate the phone call if you can for me.
Well, actually, Tim's telling me we can get it.
Oh, good.
Can we get it right now, Tim?
They're going to try to get it right now, but I'll tell you what was really funny about it. I went, they wanted me to call Richard and apologize to him, and he had already left the building, and I went down to Jay Thomas's show because I didn't want to, First of all, Richard Simmons is a drama queen. And the fact of the matter is, whatever Sal said, I am sure it's not that horrible. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
So, I mean, this guy carries on. Time for him to try to be a man and say, big deal, I got a prank phone call. Big shit.
And you know what, Howard?
Interesting for Richard to walk off the show. That's why he did it.
Right. And it's funny because I went down to Jay to sort of make sure Jay was okay because I didn't want to piss him off. We sent one of his guests running out. And Jay paid Sal a great compliment. He goes, you know what? All I give a shit about? He goes, the acting on the call was great. He goes, if the acting sucked, I'd have been pissed off. He goes, but he was so funny. I loved it.
Hey, Howard, and I took on the new attitude. I deliberately did not curse. I didn't want to be over the top and disgusting. I just wanted it to be funny, and he flipped out.
It's not like Julia Roberts ran out crying or something,
But you know what? The relationship to Richard and Sirius is important.
Of course it is, but my point is Richard's reaction is way over the top. You don't first of all, you don't end your association with Sirius because you went on a show and somebody crank called you.
He must have way too much money.
Yeah.
He does. I can tell you. I sat down with him and talked about how he makes his money. He's got a ton of it.
Yeah, and by the way, it's great. We love that he's there at Sirius because I say anybody who brings subscribers, great. And if he brings 5, fine. But, dude, get a fucking thick skin a little bit. I mean, come on, a crank call.
He's going to be the untouchable one.
And Richard didn't know it was coming from Sal or somebody in the building. He didn't know that, right, guys?
I guess not.
Until he heard what was going on.
Right. If Richard, let's face it, Sal used some of Richard's audiobook clips, so he figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I used the trademark clips that Richard Christie cut up. I told him I wanted the sausage, I wanted some milky sauce, and
that's after Sal started off by saying he was like a 300-pound guy.
I started crying.
Richard crying, supposedly.
Yeah, I started crying. I told him I lost 275 pounds, and he said, "How'd you do it?" And I said, well, at first I wanted the sausage and I wanted the milky, and then he just blew up.
And I was.
Did you play his voice doing that?
No,
I was on hold with Richard's voice on the other computer,
and that's the funny part.
And they found out it was an inside line and yelled at me and hung up.
Hey, so Sal, what happened?
I got to say, bravo. I mean, come on. I mean, listen. Who would think that Richard Simmons would even care?
So Sal, real quick. Without saying names, a big executive came in and talked to you, right? What happened?
Well, actually, he stormed past me, and he saw Richard on a cell phone, and he can hear the show through Richard's cell phone, and he said, big problem. So Richard
I had to hang up.
And I actually hid in my office. I crouched down when he passed me so he didn't see me.
You know, it's funny. I got the big talking to, And then when everybody left, Sal skulked over to my office. He goes, dude, I thought I was going to be fired.
No, come on.
You know what I thought? I saw Sal cowering in the office, and I looked. I said, Sal, I mean, this is great. How can you think you're going to be fired? Howard's not going to let you get fired over this. That's crazy.
I mean, Sal certainly should be fired over something.
Yeah, yeah, like jerking off in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, that to me is actionable, but not this.
Right.
I mean, but that's just my threshold of pain.
Yeah, but if Sal writes something stupid on the call, then he should be fired.
Right.
Yeah. There's a million reasons to fire Sal. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, this is a reason to hire him.
Yeah, I wish people would crank call us from other stations on Sirius. I just think it's funny, man.
I wanted the sausage.
Hey, you know what, guys? I just got a note that we actually have the Richard Simmons call from yesterday. So, Richard Christie, can you cue that up? And
hold it. Can I talk to someone you've helped? David of New York. Have you ever listened? I know you listened to Richard. Have you ever listened to the Jay Thomas show before, David?
Yes, I've listened to Jay Thomas. I think your show is fascinating, and I love you. And I loved you on Cheers, too, Jay.
What did you lose because of Richard Simmons? How much have you lost?
David, don't let him quiz you and drive you crazy. I am here for you. Let's just act like that Jay is not in the room. How are you, David?
Good.
Has Richard said fuck on his show yet, or shit, or anything like that? Have you done that?
I have to be honest with you, Jay. At this moment, I don't care to joke around. Richard saved my life.
Oh.
And I sincerely mean that. I was a diabetic. One of my arteries was destroyed due to my excessive weight. And it was so much more than the dealer meal. He just led me in the right direction. I got his videotapes. I got his programs. And I lost 275 pounds. And I got my life back. And I owe it all to Richard.
David, how did you do this?
Well, it first started off where I had these cravings for sausages and milky sauce, and I wanted the sausage and the milky sauces, and then I moved on.
Hey, come on, Jay.
No, I didn't set this up.
You gotta
hang up on this guy.
You gotta. Come on.
We did not set this up. I didn't.
Poor Richard. Come on.
By the way,
Richard, don't do that.
Richard, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Like the
Julia, can you not tell?
Wait,
I didn't do that.
The milky sauce.
I did not do that. Richard, I didn't do it.
Would you like a bag of that, sir?
Richard, I didn't do it. Oh, my God. I apologize so much. The sausages and the milky sauce. I swear to... he stopped me. Richard, let me apologize to you again. I didn't think I'd have the chance. All right, look, this is Julia Switzer. Look at her. She wouldn't put a call like that through.
I'm sorry.
She's sorry, too. My God.
I need a box of Kleenex.
All right, get a box of... By the way...
So does the caller.
I was just going to say to the guy, well, what have I done for you? I was going to make that kind of joke. That guy was a great actor. I have to tell you.
Oh, he wasn't a great actor.
He wasn't.
You know who
Look,
it was,
she
Jay?
hung up. Who was it?
It was Danny Bonaducci next door.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I saw them.
Oh, my God. You bastards. All right, Richard. Now, look, I apologize for that. I didn't do it. Although it was kind of funny. I didn't do it.
It really isn't funny, and I'll tell you why. Because that person was just joking about a major problem.
But it's
let
true,
me
isn't
finish.
it? Yes.
No, that guy is from inside of this little building.
Doesn't work for me.
But let me say this. People who listen, who are overweight, know that this isn't funny. Obesity is a major problem in America. 350,000 Americans died last year of obesity-related diseases, including heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. You know, I visit people that weigh up to 1,000 pounds, and you know I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
So it's really important for your listeners to know that it isn't funny. When someone comes in and makes fun of fat people or act like they've lost weight, it's really pathetic.
But I really don't make fun of fat people. It's not one of my jokes. I don't. I make fun of a lot of other things. But I don't make fun of the
Jay,
overweight.
you make fun of me being fat pretty regularly.
Well, you are overweight, and you could use.
But you make fun of it.
This is the voice out of
I
the
think
past.
you're telling Richard a lie.
This is the voice out of the past.
I think you're
afraid to pick him up.
bullshitting, Richard.
No, I'm totally afraid to pick up the phones in here.
No, not the phone. He's on. It's not going to be a. Listen, I swear on my mother that you're
Your
not.
mother has Alzheimer's. She doesn't remember your swearing. She doesn't even know who you are.
I swear.
At least my mother knew who I was before she said, Dickie, I love you, and then die. She's going to go, what?
My mother thinks I'm Jay Thomas, the actor, and doesn't know my real name anymore. Now, look, put these headphones on and listen to a voice from your past. He loves you, and he needs help. All right.
I'm going to give the phones one more try. Do you know, in all the months I've had my show, I've had not one prank call.
Watch this.
I come here to do my first radio show with Jay Thomas, and what happens? You get somebody making fun of obesity.
Hold on one second.
No, you stay here.
I'm going to say this right now. Do not call with any bullshit calls.
You don't have to use that kind of language.
Don't call with a phony call, because I'm not kidding you. Do it later or whatever, but he and I have been on the outs for 10 years, and I don't want it to be anymore.
Well, has this been any better?
I'm trying
There's
to
been
make
no
it.
apologies. Then I come in here with prank calls.
All right.
You don't care.
I apologize.
You're just like you were 10 years ago. Just like you were.
Apologize.
Nothing different. You're just in a different studio.
I apologize.
At a different weight.
I apologize. Now, you see, you made a joke about my weight.
I think you look good.
Oh, now you're making a face. Why do you do that? Why don't you think that hurts me? No, it's not
because
no,
you don't
off
have
me.
a heart. You don't have a heart. It's just a little microphone with your vowels.
Look at Sal beaming in all his glory.
I'm confused.
Awesome.
Where's the
Totally
part where
awesome.
where's the part where he storms out?
Well, that's funny now, because I'm listening to this for the first time. I got yelled at for him storming out, and he hasn't stormed out.
And yeah, it's ridiculous. He didn't get that upset, and he wasn't making fun of fat people. He was just having fun. He was making a goofy call, and Jay.
Richard was upset by it because he knew that it was Sal. He knew he absolutely knew where it came from. But
how would he know? How would he know it's
because
Sal?
he knows.
How would he know it's Sal?
He knows that it's somebody from our show. He doesn't know that it's Sal, but he knows it's somebody from our show, and that rubs him the wrong way. But he recovered.
Yeah, he was fine. So at what point did he run out, and why?
What I'd rather have is a tape of me getting yelled at than this.
Richard, what were you going to say?
Yeah, Richard was on the air for another 30 or 45 minutes after
See,
that.
the way it came to me was Sal made this call, Richard got very upset, and stormed out of the studio.
Right.
And that's just not what happened.
What happened was,
hold on.
After Jay Thomas said that, I promise no more bullshit calls, a bullshit call came through, and that was it. That was.
What do you mean a bullshit call?
Somebody else pranked Richard Simmons, and that's when he stormed out, because Jay promised him it wouldn't happen again, and it did.
How could Jay promise him that? You don't know who's on the other end of the phones.
I love how they try to pin it on Bonaducci, too. That was great. Well, I saw him do it next door.
I know he did it.
I wanted the sausage.
I think the best way to avoid not getting prank phone calls for Richard Simmons is not to take phone calls for Richard Simmons, because you're going to get constant.
It's so nothing.
I know.
I think Richard plays into it a little bit. You can hear the shtick in it.
Yeah,
I agree. He totally plays into it.
I've been on hold with Richard's actual show to try and get through to prank him. They got like a 45-second delay, so they're prepared on his show.
Now, Sal, how did it feel being called a wonderful actor by the Emmy Award-winning Jay Thomas?
Well, it's Jay Thomas. I don't know if he has a lot of credentials in acting.
He's got an Emmy.
Well, Howard
does he?
Howard revered Jay Thomas when he was growing up, and since you revere Howard, I guess in some kind of way, it's a compliment from Howard.
It was nice of Jay Thomas to say the acting was good. I think he was doing some damage control. I don't know what.
No, that was off the air. He could care less. But anyway, so just to make him feel better, Richard Simmons has a show somewhere on Sirius at some point.
It's on Sundays
with a 2-minute delay.
Sausage.